So let's go back to question 4a. Yeah, I went over this one. This is the last question I went over in the previous video. So 1.5 litres of orange juice, 7.5 litres of lemonade, gives us like 9 litres overall. What fraction is orange juice? So that's going to be 1.5 over 9, which becomes 3 over 18. Simplify it fully down, 1 over 6. So that's a sixth of the combined juice is made of orange and lemonade. So a sixth of it is orange rather, shall we say. I appear to be in pen mode. Alright, this one was tricky, this one actually, very tricky. I did it in 2 different ways, one of which is confusing, the other one of which is very good algebra. Anyway, it's a different drink, still part B. It's all about mixing drink with water to get a nice flavoured juice. So we're going to make some blackcurrant juice, and we're going to pour it into 12 litres of water to make 14 litres altogether. Is that okay? So 14 litres. I may as well write the total there as 14 litres since I'm in pen mode, if it lets me. There we go, 14 litres overall. That number's important for later on. So this is a story. How much more blackcurrant juice should be added? In other words, to the existing 14 litres, yeah? How much more blackcurrant juice should be added so that a quarter of the drink is actually blackcurrant juice, yeah? So what we're doing now is adding more blackcurrant juice to make it taste even more strongly of blackcurrant flavour. Okay, so 2 litres for 12 litres of water, altogether 14 litres altogether. That may be quite a dilute drink. And the question is, how much more blackcurrant do I need to add so that the whole thing is a quarter blackcurrant? That's 25%. So at the moment, I mean, you can ignore this if you want to, but that's algebra, that works. At the moment, I've got 2 litres of blackcurrant out of a total 14 litres of the diluted juice. Clearly 2 over 14 is a seventh. That's not a quarter, right? And so if I add another litre of blackcurrant juice, so I've got 3 litres of blackcurrant juice, I now have 15 litres of the diluted drink altogether. Is that okay? So I did a whole litre of blackcurrant juice, and now I've got 15 litres of drink in my big jug. Well, 3 over 15 is 1/5. Well, that's not a quarter either. Let's add another litre of blackcurrant juice, the pure stuff. So now I'm up to 4 litres of pure blackcurrant juice, and now I've got 16 litres overall of the diluted drink. Okay, so 4 litres of blackcurrant juice already thrown into these 12 takes us up to 16, doesn't it? So 4 over 16 does simplify to a quarter, so I've made it. Now I need to go back and read some English. How much more blackcurrant juice do I need? Well, I need 4 altogether, so that's an extra 2 litres. Can you see that? So imagine now I put 2 litres against these 2 litres. I've got 2 plus 2 is 4 litres of blackcurrant juice, and 4 plus 12, 16 litres of the diluted drink, which will taste much nicer than the 2 out of the 14. So that's it, it's 2 extra. And obviously, since this is going on video, this might make sense to you, if you think about it. But here I'm working it out bit by bit by bit, and gradually getting towards 4 over 16, which is a quarter. So 2 extra litres of BK juice, blackcurrant juice. Scroll down now. Biscuits. Okay, biscuits are very nice all the time, I think. Yes, definitely nice. So this is a proportions question, which is closely related to ratios. It's a proportions question. I want to make 12 biscuits using those ingredients. How much cocoa do you need to make 36 biscuits? Please note, it's just about the cocoa powder. It's obviously a chocolate cookie or a chocolate biscuit. So don't bother working out the butter, the sugar, the flour, the milk. There's no marks for that. Don't do it. Okay, so I need to find out an appropriate multiplier. How do we get from 12 biscuits to 36 biscuits? Answer, by division, you multiply all the ingredients by times 3. I want to make 3 times as many biscuits. I need 3 times as much as everything. But today it's just about cocoa. So 3 lots of 50, 150 grams, 2 marks. This is slightly more trickier question. I need 100 grams of butter to make 12 biscuits. Yeah, that's completely true. 100 grams of butter, 12 biscuits. Yeah, I know that. Now, I've got only 250 grams of butter, which is obviously I can make more than 12 biscuits, but I've got plenty of everything else. So the ingredient that's going to limit how many biscuits I can make, if I'm going to stay true to these proportions, is the amount of butter. I've got all the sugar, flour, milk that you want, cocoa as well. Butter, I've just got a 250 gram block, and that's the best I can do. What's the maximum number of biscuits I can make? Well, it's multipliers again. If I take my 250 over 100, I can make 2.5 times, 2.5 times more biscuits than the 12. So what's 2.5 times the 12? I can make exactly 30 biscuits and still preserve this recipe and not change it in any way. Again, my limiting factor is my 250 grams of butter, and so I've got to work with that. So 2.5 times everything else, including the butter, which is automatically 2.5 times 100. So I can make 30 biscuits with that. All right. Jed is also making some biscuits, and there they are. There's 24 little biscuits there. There was some misunderstanding of the reading here, and I don't blame you for it, but there is a misunderstanding. Now, there are 24 biscuits, and I've no idea why they actually drew them for us. I suppose maybe you can shade in the 2/3 of the biscuits, but you know, maybe you don't need a visual picture. Just work it out. So I worked out 2/3 of 24. So what's his name? Jed, whatever, yeah. So Jed sells 16. So 2/3 of 24. I've done the maths there. 16 biscuits sold, which means we have 8 biscuits left. 24 take away 16 is 8. He eats half of the biscuits that are left. If I've got 8 left and ate half of them, I've eaten 4, and I've not eaten. Let's have a look. How many biscuits does he eat? Yeah, so he's going to eat half of what's left. So half of 8 is 4. So he's got 4 left over, and he's going to eat 4 of those. Is that okay? Is that all right? So the answer's 4. Somebody just put 8 there. You got as far as 8 and just dumped it online. No, he eats a half of the biscuits that are left, and the half of these left are 4. So 4 is going to be left over. Half of 8 is 4, which means the other 4 are in his stomach somewhere. How many biscuits does he eat? He eats 4 of them. There you go. 4 marks for that. Wow. Okay. 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I suppose that's fair. What's this one here then? This was quite difficult for many of you. Some of you produced some very, very believable workings, but were not true. It's very difficult, actually, getting your head around this one. So green paint is obviously made by mixing yellow and blue. The proportions can change depending on how green you want the green to be. So it's yellow and blue. The very first thing you should do is write Y above the 5. I'm going to try and do it now because it does get a bit glitchy when doing video. So yellow first, blue second. So in other words, 5 lots of yellow for every 1 lot of blue. Sounds like a pretty light green to me. Either way, I've got 6 parts or 6 portions that represent volume of paint. All right, so I've got to make 24 litres of this stuff. That's going to paint an awful lot of rooms in there, 3-4 rooms in the house maybe. 24 litres of paint. So if I take my 24 litres and divide it by 6 portions, every portion of paint is 4. Okay, 4 litres. Now, so okay, we're going to multiply up now. We know that yellow requires 5 lots of these 4 parts, which is 20 litres, and blue requires 1 lot of these 4 parts. So 1 times 4 is 4. So what do I need to buy? I need to buy 20 litres of yellow at the price specified, and I need to buy 4 litres of blue at the price specified. So here's the maths. 20 lots of 560, that's the cost of the yellow tin. £112. What about the blue? I need 4 litres of that, 4 lots of £6.20 per litre tin of paint, which is an expensive way to buy it, I guess. That'll give us 4 lots of £6.20, which is £24.80. Put it all together, if you want the total cost of getting 24 litres of green, which is £136.80. Now we're going to make a smoothie. Love it. Yeah, I've already done this BKY business from before, because I do the homework as well. Well, it's classwork. A smoothie recipe uses banana, kiwi, yogurt. So 4 lots banana, 1 portion of kiwi, and 3 portions of yogurt. And these are proportions by weight. It's not by 4 bananas, 1 kiwi, and 3 tubs of yogurt. It's by weight, okay, or by mass, better still. Now the smoothie is made using 280 grams of banana. So this 280 relates to the 4, not the 1 and the 3, and it certainly does not relate to 4 plus 1 plus 3, which is 8. It's not that. It's just about the banana. So let's work out what 1 part is. So I have got here 280 divided by 4, because the 280 grams relates to banana only. So every portion of weight is 70 grams. Now what about kiwi then? Well, kiwi is 1 portion of 70 grams. So it's 1 times 70 is 70. Yogurt is 3 portions of 70 grams. 3 times 70 is 210 grams. And there's your 3 marks. All right. Now we're going to sell our smoothies, aren't we? Here we go. So each smoothie costs 72p to make. The smoothies are sold at a school fair. The school wants to make at least 30% profit on each smoothie sold. What's the cheapest selling price to do this? Okay. Well, let's work out what the profit is first of all. So what is 30% of 72? Well, that's an extra 21.6p. All right, so for every drink, I've got to add on the price of 21.6p, which is difficult because you can't have 0.6 of a penny just to get exactly 30%. It does say at least 30%. So if I add my 21.6p to 72p, I'd have to sell them for 93.6p. And that's not really possible. I've got to make at least 30% profit. So if I just bump it up by an extra 0.4 of a penny and round it up to 94p per smoothie, I've made my 30% and a little bit more on top. So I think I've made it. Yeah, so it's going to have to sell for 94 pence as a final answer. If you leave this 93.6, we can't actually sell for 93.6, but 94 definitely works. What's next? All the answers. Well, there you go. So I think we're good to gather back in the room.